What's happening? It's Benjamin D'Souza here, back with another classic. And I just want to make this quick video, man. It's something that just came to mind. I've been noticing a pattern throughout the black manosphere. And I'm noticing a rise of clout chasers. Not so much trying to, not in a sense that you would think, you know. We always equate people who stir up controversy as being clout chasers, like they're trying to get their name up off of starting drama with someone else. And that is a clout chaser as well. But also a clout chaser can be someone who is a little bit too thirsty for acclaim and esteem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no problem with a brother or a sister who wants proper recognition for his or her contribution to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're coming up with like original thoughts on these matters or different perspectives that haven't been discussed, and motherfuckers are taking your shit and trying to run with it and not give you your just due, I believe that is wrong, and that you should in fact get your just due. You know what I'm saying? Because even though I'm not a big YouTuber, man, I'm not a big YouTuber. Even though I'm not big like that, man, I've heard many of big time YouTubers expound some of the same shit that I've been kicking for quite some time. And I've been making videos for like 3 years, man. And I'm hearing a lot of motherfuckers, well, not so much a lot, but I'm hearing key people kind of taking my shit, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's a form of flattery, you feel me? Because this is not about me. You know, it's not about my ego, per se. It's about moving the conversation forward and providing alternate perspectives on these various topics that we're ironing out. You know what I'm saying? But you can always notice somebody who's a clout chaser, that they too thirsty for attention and acclaim. You know, these are the type of motherfuckers, like, they don't really add anything new or provide a fresh perspective, or at least not at the frequency and the regularity that someone who is a major thought leader should. You know, they might fucking say some profound shit or provide a new perspective every now and then, but for the most part, the majority of their shit is just filler. You know what I'm saying? Like, the majority of their content is just fillers. There's no fucking substance. You know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of these motherfuckers who are too thirsty, these clout chasers and whatnot, they don't come up with any original thought, but what they do is they study and memorize all of the other talking points. So when a topic is broached, they can just, like a parrot, just recite some shit that they heard another content creator say. You know what I'm saying? They're just memorizing and reciting. They're not creating, you know, which really shows a lack of intelligence. But in any event, you can also tell, you know, because it's like, especially when you get on these panels, man, and you know, I understand old talking points and whatnot, old shit that we've been discussing for years. It's still pertinent to this day. You know what I mean? So, you know, you can bring up the 80-20 rule and yada, yada, yada. But if that's all you doing is just bringing up old talking points, it's like, come on, bruh. You know? And another way that you can spot these clout chasers is their lack of, panel decorum. You know, they're very thirsty for airtime and FaceTime on these panels. You know what I mean? They lack decorum. They're very disorderly. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone else comes on the panel, they may feel threatened by this particular individual because they're like, oh shit, this particular individual, he seems kind of sharp. You know, he seems like he's on his shit. If I let him start talking, you know, that's going to take away from my shine. So what they'll do is, when that particular person whom they may feel some type of way about starts talking and making a point, they'll listen for that person to say something, and then when they say a particular thing, they'll grab what they said and then just interject into the conversation and really bogart that person and not allow that person to complete his thought. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, like, you know, we're speaking on, let's say I hop on a panel, right? And I'm speaking on certain dating and vetting tactics that I use. And I spoke about this with the $100 dinner scenario. And I'm talking about it, and I'm just about to wrap it up. And I'm trying to, you know, I'm drawing this out so I can make a wider point. But as soon as I bring up, yeah, you know, and if she doesn't reciprocate when I pay for this $100 meal, and then the clout chaser would jump in and say, well, you see, that's hypergamy. You see, it's like I always say, it's hypergamy, and these bitches are really hungry, and they're just on some foodie call shit. It's like, bruh, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. You don't know where I was going with this. You just thirsty to get some fucking attention. Shut your bitch ass up. You know? The game is free. All you gotta do is shut up and play. Now, if you sit down, shut the fuck up and be quiet. I know that was kind of redundant, but you get the point. I'm gonna give you some tokens so you can play. But you gotta be quiet first. You know what I mean? Like, they're always looking for an excuse or some, you know, some kind of way to interject themselves and kind of push their brand. You know what I'm saying? And they're very aggressive with this shit. Now, me myself, when I hop on panels, I refer, depending on the topic, I will reference a prior video that I may have done in the past that speaks to something similar to this topic. You know, it's a bit of a shameless plug, you know, because I do want people to come and check my content out. You know what I'm saying? So I do shameless plugs too, but I'm not aggressive and thirsty with the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to display a lack of panel decorum and order just to push my shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna wait until it's my turn to speak, and then if I'm mindful enough to plug my content within the ebb and flow of the conversation, then I'll do so. You know? But a lot of these clout chasers, bro, like I said, man, they're very... It's like I said in the video that I just made called The Prince and the Warlord. They're very effeminate. And what I mean by effeminate, they're solipsistic. And I don't mean effeminate in a manner that they may have a mousy voice. Their voice may not be as deep or as rugged as what you would stereotypically think a masculine man's voice should be. But they're effeminate in a manner that they're solipsistic, and they try to bring everything back around to them. They look for any and every excuse to swing the conversation to try to make it about what they think or what their ideals is concerning the topic. Or they'll just change the topic completely and try to subvert the conversation and get to talking about what they want to talk about. And here's my thing, because in all honesty, I don't have a problem with that, because all great men are in some respects narcissistic and arrogant to some degree. So I really don't have a problem, I don't necessarily have an issue with someone who has an ego trying to maneuver the conversation under the condition that said person who is trying to swing the conversation in a particular direction has some cachet. They have some wins under their belt. They are thought leaders in their own respect. They've been out here toiling in the vineyard, busting up the ship row for quite some time, bringing new and provocative thoughts to the discussion. Just because you memorize a whole bunch of Manispherian talking points and you make a whole bunch of videos and streams and shit, and you hop on a bunch of panels and shit, regurgitating this shit, doesn't mean that that's you putting in work. Motherfucker, that's you that's you doing heavy bag work. Like, nigga, you ain't hopped in the ring and boxed nobody. You ain't got no wins, bruh. Or if you do, you got 1 or 2 wins, man. You know what I'm saying? But you mainly just hitting the heavy bag, bruh. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't doing nothing new, nothing groundbreaking and shit. I get you want to be a thought leader. You want to be a prime mover and shaker and an influencer in this sphere, but bruh, calm down. Let the people decide, man. It's like what Peter Griffin said in one episode of Family Guy when he was talking about why he didn't like the Godfather, the movie Godfather. He said it insists upon itself. You know what I'm saying? He said, how come you don't like the Godfather? It insists upon itself. Like, bruh, you are insisting upon yourself. Like, ease up, man. Ease up. The cream gonna rise to the top, man. The cream is gonna rise to the top. The people gonna choose who the people gonna choose. You feel me? And if it ain't your time to shine, it just ain't your time to shine. But coming onto panels, bogarting, filibustering and shit, and just trying to suck all the air out the room and shit, and interjecting and trying to cut motherfuckers off and shit, that ain't the move, bro. Cause you stepping on toes, man. You feel me? You stepping on toes, That's how them thirsty clout chasers do. You feel me? It's kind of like, and it's so petty, It's kind of like you at the gas station or something. You in line trying to check out, and a nigga who could just get in one line behind you, all you want to do is just buy a soda and a bag of chips, and you out of here. Put 10 on 4, and you out of there. But this nigga wants to cut in front of you, or trying to mosey and ease up in front of you. It's like, bro, I was next in line, man. And then and after you call him out for the bullshit, he has the audacity to get upset with you. You know what I'm saying? Quick story, bro. Quick story. This happened to me. This happened to me a couple times, but the most notably, I want to say, was probably back in 2007. I was staying on the west side of Independence in Kansas City. If anybody's familiar with that, it's not the best place in the city, but it definitely isn't the worst. But yeah. Anyway, this was off of 23rd Street, like 23rd and Northern, 23rd and Northern, I believe, somewhere around in there. It's a Church's Chicken off of 23rd Street in Independence. But anyway, I'm in there, in line, about to order, and I'm just standing there. You know, it's a gentleman in front of me ordering his food. I'm about to go. So, you know, it's a white gentleman. You know, he got paint on his clothes and shit. Look like he just got done working, painting the house or something. You know what I mean? So he gets done ordering. An older black dude who's working with him, who's with this white dude, he sees that I'm in line, but he figures since his buddy ordered, he wants to cut in line and order right after his buddy. And he looked like he probably was a boomer. I was what, early 20s and shit? And this was around when I used to carry a pistol a lot. Like, I always carried a pistol on me. You know what I'm saying? Around this point in time and shit, yeah. Just fucking Dodge City out this bitch. You feel me? I was goddamn Wyatt Earp. You hear me? Shit. Kept me a motherfucking pepperoni piece on my hip. But anyway. And this day was no different. Like, I always kept my pistol on me. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? You know, he cuts in front of me and starts to try to order, and the cashier like looks at me. And so I look at the dude and I'm saying, "Excuse me, bruh, I was in line." And then he gets some, you know, looks me up and turns around, looks me up and down, and I forgot what he said, but he started, you know, just jive talking and trying to use an imposing demeanor or whatever to try to intimidate me. You know what I mean? And I didn't say a word. I just looked at him, just stared at him with a blank face, blank stare. I really wasn't hearing what he was saying at the time. I really was thinking like, okay, I got this pistol on my hip. I got 15 in the clip and 1 in the hole. If he makes one sudden move, I'm gonna make somebody turn cold. You know what I'm saying? That's all I was thinking. I'm like, okay, my car is parked in that parking lot. I live X amount of blocks away. If he tries something, I'm just gonna clap his ass right here, hop into the car, hit a couple of back blocks, and ski skirt back to the TP. So, you know, I really wasn't hearing what he was saying. I'm thinking in my mind how I'm about to, you know, lay my motherfucking smack game down. But anyway, he was pump faking, you feel me? So nothing transpired. You know, he backed down. And I proceeded to order my food, you know, 3-piece and a biscuit. Thank you, come again. But that right there is a prime example of how niggas, and I do mean niggas, just engage in unnecessary fuckery. Unnecessary, bruh. It's like, look, YouTube is a big space. It's a lot of bandwidth. You're going to have a lot of time to hop on a lot of panels to disseminate whatever you want to get out, bruh. You going to have time to shine. The motherfucking mic is going, you know, the mic is going to come to you, bruh. You going to get your time to speak your speech, man. There's no need to be extra thirsty and trying to bogart motherfuckers on the goddamn panel, man. You know? Shit is ridiculous, man. Shit is ridiculous. It's like, bro, if you just, and shit just pisses me off, man. Because I'm sitting back, I'm trying to be poised and hold my peace until it's pertinent and appropriate for me to speak. But these motherfuckers is just jumping in left and right. It's like, bruh, shut the fuck up, man. Shut the fuck up. Your ad libs are weak. Little corny ass jokes you trying to crack. Nobody's laughing. And when you do interject, you're not saying anything salient or profound. Most of the time, you're just regurgitating some bullshit that everybody already fucking knows. But you're just trying to, but, and see, this is what clout chasers do. You know, they keep on repeating old talking points because they're trying to catch the ear of new listeners who may be listening. So they'll repeat the same shit that's already been discovered. I mean, that we've already covered. They'll repeat that same shit, right? And somebody who's new to the manosphere, who new to these red pill discussions and whatnot, they might look at him like, oh shit, oh, I never thought about that. You know, such and such is so profound. Nigga, no, he's not. We've been talking about that shit, man. Motherfuckers was talking about that shit circa 2015, man. That's old fucking news. You know? But shit, you know, these motherfuckers, I'm like, listen, bruh, just be quiet. Stop talking over everybody. Stop interrupting me. Stop with your corny ass ad-libs. Just be quiet. The game is free. All you gotta do is shut up and play. I'm gonna give you some tokens, but you gotta shut up and listen. You know? And then another thing. Hold on. Let me take a sip of my beverage real quick. And another thing, another way that you can spot these clout chasers is not just their conduct and how they can comport themselves on panels, but it's also how they comport themselves on their channel when they make their videos and their streams and shit. You know what I mean? It's like, bruh, you can sit up there, you can bang on the motherfucking steering wheel all you want to put extra emphasis on what you saying. You know what I mean? You can bang on your fucking desktop to try to give extra emphasis to your points. You know, you can try to get as animated as you possibly can to try to breathe life into these weak ass points that you're saying, but it really ain't helping you, bruh. It really ain't helping you. You know, niggas rapping their heart out really ain't saying shit though. You know what I'm saying? You sit up here and fucking rah like a goddamn dungeon dragon, like you bust a rhyme circa 1997 or something. But nigga, it ain't gonna help you, bruh. If you ain't got bars, you ain't got bars. You know what I'm saying? For real. Straight up, man. You just ain't got the glow, man. You know? You know, some of these content creators, they alright. They may be good co-panelists and whatnot, but some of them just ain't got the glow, man. You know? And another thing they'll try to do is they'll try to put extra emphasis on how many words they say. They're like, oh shit, well if I use a lot of words, maybe somebody think that I'm making a salient point and figure me intelligent. Or you know, you got these motherfuckers who want to over intellectualize shit. Just use like a gang of poly fucking syllabic words and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, bruh. Come on now. You are over in intellectualizing this shit, you know? You making the shit sound so smart that it actually sounds dumb, you know? Like the Bible says, man, you make the shit plain so a goddamn harlot can run with the message. But, you know, whatever. But yeah, man, these motherfuckers will sit up here and just say a whole bunch of words and think something will stick. You know what I mean? It's like what DMX said back in the late 90s. He said, oh, you think that shit hot, bitch, just because you said it fast? Oh, really? You know, you think that just because you rapping faster than Twister circa 1998 Adrenaline Rush that apparently motherfuckers gonna figure that you said some dope shit. No, nigga, you didn't say shit. You just talked a whole bunch of shit. You're using a whole bunch of memorized, regurgitated points. You just sucking the air up out the room. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, bro. Like, fall back, man. You know? Some motherfuckers just ain't, they act like this. It's like, they're like D-leaguers Motherfuckers who are in the D League, and they finally get called up to the pros to play, right? And then the coach finally puts them in the game. And then instead of them working within the ebb and flow of the offense, you know, they just want to start getting the ball and start jacking up shots. It's like, oh shit, I'm in the game now. It's my turn to shine. So fuck the whole offense. Fuck the ebb and flow of the game. Fuck all my other teammates on the floor with me. No, it's time for me to play hero ball and take over this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? For real. It's like, no, nigga, no. You think you Steph Curry with the shot, but you more like J.R. Smith. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you might put up a 30 game from time to time, but nigga, we can't build a franchise around you. You know what I mean? The offense can't run through you. You know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. Come on, man. Now, there are some brothers whom I do, this isn't a knock against, you know, some of the more lauded, more notably brothers within the manosphere, because, you know, there's some brothers who I have respect for who has brought powerful and insightful perspectives and whatnot to the conversation. But for these guys who are just clout chasing, bruh, and just trying to bogart their way into the conversation, and they really ain't talking about shit, it's like, nigga, stop. Just stop. For real. But yeah, though. SYSBM, man. Gang shit. Never lame, bitch. My game lit. Might be fucking on your main bitch. You know what I'm saying? Bars, nigga. But yeah, get up on that.